Jefferson Davis by Amir Sagafi. Jefferson Davis accomplished many things in his long life, like being the President of the Confederacy, a senator, a congressman, and the Commander-in-Chief of the Army and Navy. In his 81 years, he went from being born to a poor family with 9 siblings to being Confederate President. He was hated by many, but also loved and looked up to by many. After the fall of the Confederacy, he was captured and taken to jail and never got a trial. He was released on bail 2 years later, a free man, and went to do other things with his life. He tried different jobs, but ended up bankrupt. Jefferson Davis was a very intelligent man with many skills. He died after 81 years on December 5, 1889, a man with many accomplishments. Jefferson Davis came from a poor family. He was born in a log cabin in Fairview, Kentucky on June 3, 1808. He was the youngest of 10 children and was named by his father after former President of the United States, Thomas Jefferson. The family grew too big and they had to move to a small farming territory in Mississippi called Woodville, soon after young Jefferson was born. They later called the farm Rosemont. Due to the fact that they did not have any public schools, Davis and his sister had to be taught the basics such as reading and writing by his older brother. After that, Jefferson was sent to Christian school hundreds of thousands of miles away. He stayed out of school in Springfield, Kentucky for 2 years, and when it was time to come back, he went down the Mississippi River on one of the first steamboats ever. Jefferson didn't like school and was rude to the teachers. At the age of 12, he told his father he wanted to drop out. His dad didn't care, but he told him he still had to do things around the house, so he put Jefferson to work to pick cotton. After only a couple of days, he went back to school because he hated the hard labor. At the age of 13, his parents sent him to Transylvania University. He dropped out 3 years later to go to West Point and graduated in 1828. 2 of his brothers also served in the Army, both under Andrew Jackson. His first position was lieutenant in the Wisconsin Territory and later on in the Black Hawk War. After that, he got promoted to colonel in the Mexican-American War. He was wounded in battle and resigned in 1835. After resigning from the Army, he married Sally Knox Taylor, daughter of President Zachary Taylor, but sadly she died only a few months later. After her death, he went into politics. First, he was U.S. Senator for Mississippi for 10 years, from 1835 to 1845. He married his second wife, Verena Howell, in 1845. The marriage lasted long and he had many kids with her. After his term as senator, he was congressman from 1845 to 1846 and 1857 to 1861. Then, on February 18, 1861, he was elected to be president of the Confederacy. He was sworn in at the Alabama State Capitol on February 22, 1862. Jefferson had only a small group of advisors and mostly made decisions by himself. In April 1865, Ulysses S. Grant was going to capture Richmond, so Davis fled on the Richmond and Demo Road. When he arrived, he issued his last proclamation as Confederate president and went to North Carolina. Then, on April 12th, Robert E. Lee sent him a letter saying he had to surrender without his permission. On May 5th, 1865, Davis met with his cabinet for a last time, and the Confederate government was officially dissolved. Davis fled to the south but was eventually captured 5 days later in Irvinsville. The legend has it he was caught wearing a woman's dress as a disguise. There is a memorial at the spot where he was captured, and it's still there today. They brought him to Fort Monroe, Virginia, and held him captive for 2 years until he was bailed out. Davis never got a trial that he wanted. After being released, he failed at running many companies and went bankrupt. In 1878, he returned to Beauvoir in Biloxi, Mississippi, a mansion that was lent to him, where he wrote a book for 3 years called A Short History of the Confederate States of America. Davis died on December 6, 1889, in New Orleans, a man with many accomplishments in his long life.